Today we are going to start a new chapter in the renal system that is about the urine concentration and dilutions, and also regulation of extracellular fluid osmolarity and sodium concentration. So the whole chapter is about the concentration and dilution of urine as well as a regulation of fluid osmolarity and sodium concentration in extracellular fluid. Suppose, for example, this is the human body, and this human body is made of these cells, and the cells are surrounded by the extracellular fluid. In the extracellular fluid, there are two things: electrolyte, electrolytes, and fluids, which is mostly the water. And the concentration of electrolytes in the volume of fluid in the extracellular environment must be kept constant. It must be maintained at a certain point so that the cells can perform the optimal functions. And the kidneys have a very big role in regulation of the extracellular fluid osmolarity and sodium concentration. Now, the whole of this chapter is about the urine concentration, dilution, and the regulation, how the kidneys are going to regulate the extracellular fluid osmolarity and sodium concentration. Now, there are a few things which are very important. The amount of fluid, the volume of fluid in the extracellular space is determined to a very big extent by the intake of fluid, and the excretion of fluid. The intake of fluid in the body is maintained to a big extent by the thirst. When we get thirsty, we consume a lot of fluid. And then it is also determined by excretion, and excretion of fluid through the kidneys is determined by, to a big extent, by glomerular filtration rate, and tubular reabsorption. Now, these things, the amount of fluid taken into the body and the amount of fluids and electrolytes, especially the water and sodium that are taken in and excreted out of the body, are regulated to a very big extent by the kidneys. And that is the purpose of this chapter. In this chapter, we will talk about the role of kidneys in eliminating excess water. And then we will discuss the role of kidneys in conserving water when there is shortage of water. And similarly, we will also discuss about the renal feedback mechanisms that control extracellular fluid sodium and osmolarity. Finally, we will also discuss in this chapter thirst and salt appetite mechanisms. So all these mechanisms, with the help of kidneys, the purpose of these mechanisms is to maintain a concentration, a fixed concentration of solutes and a fixed volume of fluid in the extracellular space so that all these cells can perform optimally. And how the kidneys are going to maintain this environment with the help of eliminating excess water, conserving water when there is shortage of water, and through feedback mechanisms and thirst and salt appetite mechanisms. So all these things will be discussed one by one in the coming videos. Thanks a lot for watching the video.